Perfect. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Welcome to my first ever Ask Me Anything. I get a lot of DMs, text messages, emails of all kinds of random questions all the time. Lauren says she's going to be listening. Sorry, let me read here. I'm going to be listening, working. Okay, she's multitasking. That's cool, girl. I get you. Yeah, I get lots of questions all the time about random different things. So this year I'm all about trying to be as efficient as possible. So I thought, why not just have a group call? And one of the things that I get, and I think, I'm not sure if you had mentioned it, Christy or Teddy, I know you had said like a community of people. So I think a call like this kind of helps us to see each other's faces if we can be on video and also connect. So I also created a Facebook chat for this group because sometimes technology freaks me out, and Zooms especially, like I feel like are unreliable sometimes. So I made it that Facebook group for a backup plan for us to connect, but also for you guys to connect with each other. Some of you do know each other and some of you don't. Some of us are local to Ontario and some of us are not. So, but it's still a good place to just have an option if you guys want to dig deeper on like a certain topic or just connect on anything business or beauty related, then you guys can go ahead and do that after the fact. So that's what this is all about today. So I have a list, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to just read through the questions that we hopefully stay like focused. And then of course, just if when your question comes up, if you want to go deeper on that specific part, or maybe if I didn't understand and didn't like ask or respond in the way that you thought, then we can I can go further on that topic. So one person, Judy, I don't see Judy on here, but she asked, she'd love to learn what my day-to-day processes look like in my business. And I always would love to be like a fly on the wall for different people. Like, I'm just like, what do you do every day? How do you get everything done? So I wanted to share like a little bit about what I do, because that was her question for me. So I find that interesting I'm interested to see what other people are doing. So I'm going to share what I'm doing with you guys. So each day, I have like a couple different, my other organizer is not here, but I always have a notebook. I always have a notebook, and I have an agenda. Oh, it's over here. Doesn't really matter, but I have a specific agenda that I use. So I have, and I'm very like picky about my agendas. They have to have a section where I can like write exactly hour by hour, even half an hour by half an hour. Like, I'm very organized though, so some people might find this crazy, but half an hour by half an hour, exactly what I'm doing, especially if we're a service base. All of us are service based, and we probably have clients throughout the day or mobile bookings or events that we're going to or whatever. So I block off those things first. So those things that are pre-scheduled are done in there first. Then each day of the week, I can literally just like turn my calendar or turn my computer. I don't know if you guys can see on my bulletin board there. I have like a piece of paper, and each day has like a theme. So Mondays I do emails, payouts, planning, admin. Tuesdays I do content, batch planning. I do any marketing for my spray tan class training. I have a bunch of different things that I do. I'm sure you guys do too. Wednesdays, right now I'm working on a new course. So I'm dedicating a chunk of my Wednesdays to building out material and marketing for the course. Thursdays, all bridal stuff, systems, admin, and any support I need to provide to my team. Fridays, I like to have Friday like a little lighter. So I usually do I really like social media. You guys might not feel the same way as me, but I like social media. So fun stuff for me is like maybe bringing in a model and doing some a really fun makeup or behind the scenes or a spray tanning model, and doing some actual content creation on Friday. So like a little bit more light, more fun, more artistry based like content creation, and any filming of like that kind of stuff I try to do on Fridays. I also pack for like our wedding. So packing our hair extensions, doing our touch-up bags. So basically prepping for like this weekend's wedding. Saturdays, I don't do any admin unless it's like something urgent, like related to like a booking that we have going on. And Sundays, I clean my studio. So I kind of have, and of course it never like works exactly like that. And I love the flexibility of being an entrepreneur because I don't feel like I have to just go in and do the same thing over and over. There's flexibility, of course, depending on like time of year, what's going on. But I feel like having a day dedicated to working on my business instead of always just working in my business helps me to like actually make progress on all of those things that maybe I feel like I should be doing, but you get tied up doing all of the other things. So me just having a theme like helps me so much. So if that's something that helps you guys, like feel free, steal all the ideas. I don't know where I got that idea from. I just started doing it and it seems to really help me. So every day looks a little bit different, but I always try to block some time. And also if you are trying to have goals or changes in your business, you don't want to keep your calendar open 24/7 for clients to book you. So if you have a booking system, for example, or maybe you have certain hours that you're only willing to, oh, there's Judy, she just missed her section. Hey, Judy, she's still connecting. Oh, I'll give her like a short recap. I can always send this, I have notes on the side. I'm happy to like send this to you guys too, if you want. I'll just put it in the group chat after. Hey, Judy, I just answered your question about my day-to-day. I'm not going to repeat it all, but just to summarize it quickly, I basically have a theme that I do each day that I cover different aspects of building out my business. And I work that around my schedule with my scheduled clients. And it's important to block off some time. So maybe our calendar is technically open to the public from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. for services like spray tanning services, for example. But I don't take clients on Mondays or Tuesdays or Sundays. So those days I dedicate, and when I'm working on a specific project, like right now I'm working on this course, I'm not taking clients until 11 a.m. So I'm giving myself an extra hour each day to work on like a specific project. So whatever that project may be, maybe you want to update your website, maybe you want to, reformat your processes, maybe you want to change some graphic designs, like do branding, whatever that looks like. You need to dedicate time. Otherwise, like you'll never have time to do it. It'll always be like next week, next month, next year, like it'll never get done, right? So blocking off some time and like not being afraid to turn down the clients during that time. And like that's one reason why I wanted to have support like other artists. Like we're not so busy that I need to have 2 spray tan artists right now. We're not that busy that we need 3 artists, but it's allowing me time during the day to work on other projects, and we're still not having to say no to our clients. So that's like one way, but I've been able to free up some time is having other people take care of my clients, and I can work on like the back end of my business. So that's just something that I do almost every week. So maybe you're a notebook person, maybe you're like into technology. If you use Google, like a Google Calendar, it has a feature where you can add a task. So if you prefer to have it on your phone instead, or if you're not bringing like your calendar, like you might not be bringing this around with you, especially if you offer a mobile service, you're like, oh, what was I supposed to do today? So even if it was like, today I wanted to respond to all the comments on my Instagram, but like Teddy, for example, you're in between clients or in between places. Okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes and I'm going to schedule this into my calendar and I'm going to respond to all of the comments on my Instagram page, whatever that is. So you can block off the time in your calendar, put a note in there with a task, and it shows up right in your calendar as something to do, and it will block you off so that way you're not doing anything else during that time. So just make a commitment to yourself, however you like to do it. Sometimes I even just lay in bed in the morning and my mind starts thinking of all the things I have to do, but instead of doing them, I'll put them as tasks in my phone so that they pop up as reminders through the day. And then I'll start my morning with the gym, with my kids, with my morning routine. And then I'll come back to my day start, which is usually like around 9:30, 10 o'clock is usually when I start my day, like doing office work or whatever. So, okay, so that's what my today's look like. Darlene, I don't think Darlene's here. Darlene is a spray tan artist. She lives in Barrie. I think I met her through spray tan class. Her questions were behind the scenes examples. What resources do you need to put a course outline together or online course? So I'm literally just figuring this all out right now. So I'm not quite the expert at course creation, but some of the resources that I know that we use through spray tan class, because I do help contribute somewhat to the course creation. And what I am currently using is Canva. Is great for, I'm sure you guys have all heard of Canva. If you haven't, get on it right now. We use Google Doc for like a lot of things. So it's just a great place where you have all those different files. And I know that some artists aren't using Google Doc because when we send out our template for the invoices, they don't know how to use it. So I know some people are not using Google as a resource. Like, I guess it depends what type of computer you have, but with like Mac computers, the Excels and the Words don't work that well. So Google is like a better platform really to use. We also use Loom, which is kind of like Zoom, but it just records your screen with a little bubble of your face on it. So it's really great for so many different things. But if you were trying to share, if you're trying to create a course where you're on a screen and you're recording, then Loom is a great option. I think it's like $30 a month. They do have a free version, but of course, it only lasts like 5 or 10 minutes and then they make you pay for it or whatever. So Loom is something like the girls that work on our team, if you ever see me sending out messages that have me recorded and there's like a screen in front of me, it's Loom that we're using. And then if you're looking for a platform to host a course on, we're going to be using Teachable. I've done like a whole bunch of research on which platforms. There's so many platforms out there, but the top 3 based on like all the different functions that they have is Teachable. That's the one we're going to be using. Thinkific and Kajabi. Thinkific has a free version. Teachable has like an entry-level version, and Kajabi is like a very robust platform that you can host websites on. You can do your email marketing, and you can do like hosting courses or like a membership area on your website. That one's a lot more expensive. I think it's like a minimum 100 US per month. So you'd have to be making some, I guess, decent money in order to want to have to pay that much per month. So, and I'm not the expert on the course creation. I'm literally just figuring this all out as I go. So maybe Kelly Callahan would be a good person. I know that she offers coaching if you're wanting, and course creation, actually, if it's spray tan related, Spray Tan Class actually has a full program on how to create a course for spray tanning. So plugging that program, because I know Kelly's like the expert on course creation. So, and Darlene, I know you know her, so you're welcome to like connect with her to see if you want to go deeper on that particular subject. Okay, Irene, it's your turn. How to get more clients. So that was one that I seen like pop up on like almost everybody's intakes. And one like stat that I wanted to share was it cost 5 to 25 times more to acquire new customers than to retain an existing one. And it's 60 to 70% easier to sell to an existing customer than a new prospect. So really, this means that your chances of upselling or making more money or creating any kind of sale are just way, way, way easier to your existing clients. So you guys are all here. I know you all have been doing beauty services this isn't like your first year in business. You've been doing this for a while, which means that you've literally touched probably hundreds or thousands of faces. So you already have a warm market of people that you can sell to. So in a service like makeup, for example, it's a little more complicated because those clients don't necessarily need to come back to us every single week. But Irene, you do aesthetic services, right? Yeah, so those clients should be coming back more frequently, at least probably than a makeup person, right? So what my suggestion is to figure out how to get top of mind and in front of those people more. So upsell to your current list. So maybe they're coming in for a waxing service, or maybe, can you tell me what services exactly you do?
So I do waxing and facials, a lot of waxing, facials, manicures, pedicures, but I really want to concentrate on waxing and facials. And I just really want to know how to get out there and be seen more.
To bring more people in the door. Okay, well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep
yeah.
going on this part and then we'll go into that part to bringing more people in the door. So,
Okay.
because those people, are those clients doing all of those services, or are they only doing, like, say the person that's doing waxing, are they also taking advantage of your facial services? Are they also taking advantage of your mani and pedi services?
Some of them are just waxing. That's all they get done. And then other clients do pretty much everything that I offer. Um, but and then upselling, I upsell some products, especially to my facial clients.
Mhm.
And then I just, yeah, that's like the clients I have, I just, I've had them for a long time, a lot of them. And I found with COVID, sorry to say that word, but a lot of people moved, it's like the worst, but a lot of people moved away. And a lot of my clients just moved away. So like I almost need to replace those clients to make
Mhm.
myself full and busy. Um, and then yeah, so that's basically it.
Okay, so what are you doing with those clients to find out who their immediate circle is? So are you implementing like a loyalty system, a referral system, or like are you asking for reviews for them? Are you I know your service is a little different because people aren't really like posting, oh, just got my waxing done. Like they're not showcasing that service. So it's a little bit trickier. Our spray tanning's kind of similar. People, it's spray tanning's kind of like a secret. Like you don't really tell people that you get spray tan. So it's kind of similar, and it's hard to get content from that as well because they're naked. Same with yours, they're naked. So
Yeah.
a little tricky. So do you have anything
Yeah.
in place that where, because this is something that my uncle told me. He's like my business mentor, and he said like your one client knows at least 5 people who probably need your services. So how can you get in front of their people? So we try to use other people's people, if that makes sense, right? So how can we get
Yeah.
in front of
Okay.
their people? So what we do for spray tanning is we offer an incentive. So we say, hey, sometimes we have a monthly special where it's like a BOGO. So you come, and then if you bring a friend, you get 50% off or something like that. So how can we, I mean, they may not come together for waxing, but maybe they can share a package or something where it's like a discounted offer if they come, they purchase it together. So maybe you have a membership or a package that they can share. For spray tanning, we allow groups to share. So maybe me and my sister both like waxing. We both found our girl Irene. Okay, we get a discount if we both go to her, kind of thing, right? So maybe it's a limited time thing, or maybe it's an ongoing membership that they can share, or a package that they share. Maybe they purchase 10 waxes together or something, and it equals, it's a slight discount if they purchase it together or something. But ultimately, she's referring that person to come, and it has to be a new person. You can't be like someone that's already coming, because then you're like, that's not helping me. Right? So
Yeah.
always a new person, or some kind of referral and
Okay.
incentive. Or if you bring
Okay.
somebody, or if you tell somebody, do you have a booking system?
No, I
Are,
just do
are
it
you
from my
open to
phone.
doing a booking system?
I am, but I would like something simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want something confusing and I just yeah, I just want something simple like here's my times, but um I also find that with booking systems like um yeah, like they're I don't know about them much.
Okay, I feel like a booking system is like the biggest game changer for something like a recurring
Okay.
service that's simple, that's pretty simple, that has a specific time slot, that doesn't require a lot of administration, like a waxing, a facial. Like those services are pretty straightforward. It should be able to work on a booking system. So one, you're going to save a lot of time by not having to tell them their availability, going back and forth. That's so annoying. Oh no, I'm no longer available at this time because you took a day to respond and now that time slot's not available. So if you have your availability online, one, that takes away a lot of admin work for you, so you can spend more time servicing your clients. Two, it's online. They can book you. They don't have to wait for you to respond, because you go to bed like a normal human at whatever time, and they feel like they want to book their appointment at 1 a.m, because people do message us or call us at weird times, and you're like, I need boundaries. So having a booking system is just like so many benefits. But in terms of bringing in new clients, you could create promotions, offers, packages, discount codes, referral systems. Like we have a system. It is a tiny bit confusing. Like I'm going to be honest with you, to initially set up on the back end, a little complicated. But if you really wanted to, you could probably hire like a VA virtually or someone to help you set it up. Or if you have a young person who's into technology, maybe they could help you out with it, whatever. But I mean, there could be other softwares that are easier than the one I use, but I'm like committed to it now. So if you have like an affiliate or a discount option, that person could you could have a code for them essentially. And when they refer somebody, they get a code. The code will show up on the back end. And then every time that person refers you to someone, they could have a discount on a future service. So how can you incentivize it for people? So it's like they most likely are going to talk about you anyway. So why not, that they are the ones that referred you, and then you offer them something in exchange for that referral, and let them know that we offer a referral program. Like if you have any friends or family that you think might take advantage of this service, then you can actually earn like beauty bucks or whatever, or earn a future discount on a service in exchange for sharing. And like, I feel like people want to help you. Like if they're coming to your service, they like you, they like what you're doing. They probably just never thought to that as an option, right? So how can you incentivize
That's
that?
a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, get my clients that I already have to promote me basically.
Yeah, like that's the easiest thing, because we know they already like us. And we don't have to be throwing spaghetti on a wall hoping like this marketing is working. So it's one way that we can, and just a personal ask, whether you ask them in person, whether you if you have a booking system, you can send an automated email that goes out after that reminds them or gives them an ask or provides them, like there's so many things you can do with a system, because you can just do it one time and you can set it all up, and then it just automatically goes over and over. And we do this with our reviews, and we have almost on all platforms that we use now, we have over 200 5-star reviews.
Wow. Okay. That's really good.
Really helps a lot, because people that are searching on Google, searching for spray tanning, whatever they're searching for you, searching for waxing, and then they see your page come up number one. First of all, it comes up number one organically when you have that many reviews. Then they see 100, 200 5-star. And obviously that's going to take time. We've been doing this over years, like dedicated to building our Google. But even if they see 10 5-star reviews and they read the comments, they're going to be like, okay, because waxing is a service that's very like personal. Like I'm nervous.
Yeah, especially Brazilians.
Yeah. So it's like, I want to know that I can trust this person. Like I'm like really putting myself out there. And I think it's for any beauty service, like our face, our hair, our skin, like we need to feel comfortable. Like as clients, we need to be very, very comfortable. So the Google creates this trust factor even before people come into your service. So they're going to come in right away. Like, Christy, don't you just feel like when people come, they sit down and you're about to do their makeup, you've never met them, and they say, I trust you, do whatever you think. Doesn't that feel so good? Because somehow your reputation has already preceded you. And they already know, because so-and-so had their services done by you, like, I trust you, you're good. They already trust you. And I think when it comes to beauty services, that trust factor and that having people feel comfortable is like so important.
Yeah. Well, especially with Brazilians, right? Like that's a really private and yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Can I ask Irene if she's doing mobile services with wax and manicure and pedicure and everything, or she's based somewhere?
No, I'm based out of my house. I was at a place and then I just moved to my house, and I have like a studio set up, but it's not like, it's on the first floor and it's private. Like it's not like your usual home studio like people would think. It's just more comfortable that way. It's more personal. And so
I just wanted to know if you go to people's houses. I have some clients that they ask me if I know somebody for this service. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, no, I don't do mobile.
No, you don't. No. Oh, okay. Thank you.
But maybe you could have an artist that goes mobile for you, Irene.
Yeah, like once
Right?
I film myself, then I could think about that.
Oh, you don't, I'm not fully booked. I'm not fully booked, and we have like 10 more than 10 artists that work with us. I'm not fully booked, but I don't want to work 12 hours a day. So it's something. It's a way to create more income and to service people. I don't want to offer mobile spray tans, so I don't, but I have an artist that does mobile spray tanning for me. And sometimes they don't book
Okay.
a lot of mobile, but some do. So maybe, I don't guarantee her any amount of hours. I guarantee her zero, nothing. I can't guarantee her, but I do help to market that service. I do have it on my website. I do offer it to people. So don't feel like you have to guarantee her like a 40-hour work week. But maybe somebody
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay.
like you could have a
Okay.
subcontractor, an esthetician that does the mobile service under your business name. And that way
Okay.
you don't have to tell people no for the mobile service, and then you can service Teddy's clients who wants mobile.
You know, I
Yeah,
found many
I
clients
never.
ask me if I know somebody for nails and or wax, even facial. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
creating
That's
that,
good to know.
and just an idea, like that's a whole other thing to consider if you want to have teams, or like artists that work for you or estheticians that work for you. It's like, that's a whole other thing, but it is
Yeah.
a way to keep the business in-house and to create a passive income. Right. And then, as you continue, and really, if you're servicing double the amount of people, your business is growing, right? And then you're only generating more positive reputation for your business, as long as that person is, doing a good job, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something, I don't know, that you could offer that would open up some doors potentially. Obviously, think about it, see if it makes sense for you, but don't feel like you have to be so busy or only exclusively offer the mobile. And that way it's not taking away from your service at all, because your regulars will still want to come to you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's an idea. Okay,
Okay.
so continue reading out my thing, offer more services, so different types of service, but it seems like you're already doing like a variety of different services already, so you don't necessarily have to, it's good to keep it kind of niche, right? And then like
Yeah. I find if you,
go ahead.
I find if I go out to I've taken classes on different services, and I just find that if I know how to do a lot of things. So when people ask me like, oh, do you do eyelash tinting, eyebrow tinting, or like, curling the eyelashes? I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. I don't advertise that because it's not something I have been doing for a long time, all the time. My most like for me, the most sense, if I wanted to work just a few hours a day, because that's all I want to do. I just want to make some extra income. And for me, so I like if I could get, because a Brazilian client is like 20 minutes in and out, right? Sometimes a half an hour. So if I could get 5 clients of just Brazilian waxing in a day, and then, another day full of like 3 facials, like that would be enough for me. Like that would be perfect for me, because the thing with me is I really love what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to like build a business and then go out there and have a business. I've already done that. I don't want to do that. I just want to do like make enough money at home that I'm satisfied, and then the client's satisfied because they really love what I'm doing. So yeah, so just promoting myself, like you said, the BOGO, the packages, the promo, like all those promotions, the booking system. I think that's when I'm gonna have to step up the game, because they never had to do it before. I had enough clients, right? And then long time ago when I first started, I did a Groupon, which was crazy. Oh my God.
But
But it actually retained,
yeah, no,
yeah,
the
it
Groupon
retained a
actually
lot of
works.
clients.
Yeah, the Groupon actually
Yeah.
worked for my spray tanning too. Like I got 100 new clients from running a Groupon for a couple months, and some of those clients, and that was like years ago when I first opened my studio. I still have many of those clients, or they referred me to other clients. But the trick with the Groupon is to only allow them to purchase it one time, because you're making
Yes,
zero
one
money
time.
off of Groupon, zero. But if you use it as a
Yeah,
marketing tool, I wouldn't do it for makeup,
yes.
I wouldn't do it for hair, I wouldn't do it for those higher ticket, like very intense services. But maybe for a Brazilian, maybe not even for your facial, but maybe for a Brazilian, since it is only a 20-minute service. Yeah, why not?
That's what I was thinking. I'm a little hesitant, but I'm like, I'm coming to the point of like, it worked so well for me last time that I'm like, maybe I should just do it for a couple of months.
Do it.
And because people are looking for Brazilian waxing, because there's a lot of people out there that are doing, and I hear this from people all the time, like when they can't book with me, like just recently this happened, they went to someone else, and I'm like, yeah, I can't book you in, I'm sorry. And they went somewhere else, and they're, afterwards I got texts like, oh my God, I need to pre-book with you because it was so horrible, or like they get burnt or this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, yeah, so I'm not worried about retention of clients, because I'm really good at that, especially that. But it's just, yeah, maybe I should just jump on that Groupon for a few
And
months.
then also for you, I think of Wax, because that's where I've gone to get Wax Fuzz Bar. They have membership. So I feel like a membership would be great for your service, where they pay a monthly fee, because you're getting paid no matter what, whether they show up for their appointment or not, but offer it at such a price that it's slightly cheaper than how often do they need to come? 3 weeks is what's the return on the
4 to 5 weeks, like depending. When you're a new client, it's like every 3 weeks, and then it gets longer as you go. But I do have like the one special I do have is like $5 off if you come within 5 weeks and under. So like it
I don't know if
is
it's that hard
cheaper
to
by
track.
$5.
Yeah, is it hard to track though? Like if they had a monthly payment, like say, I don't know, say your waxing service, I have no idea how much waxing, say your waxing service is $70. I don't know. But maybe their membership is $50 per month. And then that guarantees that you're getting that $50 every single month. And then maybe you have, 10 people, and then that's $500 you're guaranteed every month. Right. And then maybe your
That's
members,
a good idea. Okay.
and maybe your
These
members
are
have
great
like
ideas.
a special day, so it's exclusive. You're only open on Tuesdays for your members. So you can always guarantee that all those 5 people or those 10 people, you can guarantee service those 10 people, or they have certain windows or whatever, like based on their availability, like you can decide. Or maybe, I don't know how exactly you would do logistically, but you just basically, all I'm saying is you want to guarantee that you don't get too busy that you can't service those people that are paying the membership fees, right? Or maybe they have something that they get, maybe the members get 10% off their facials too, or something like that, right? And that would entice them to maybe move from a from a waxing service to a facial as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
So, okay, moving on. There's lots of, you got lots.
Thank you so much.
There, so you can start digging into those and see which ones like make sense for you. But I think Groupon for sure, booking system for sure. Like those are no-brainers, right? So I'll send you, I've already made a list of things I'm going to send out to you guys afterwards. I'll send you our booking system if you want to use the same one. Sure, if you want to look into others, go ahead and look into others, but I'll send you the one that we use. Okay, some educational advice on how to market and be seen. So the platforms that I think are probably best that we use is, I would say for you, Google My Business. So Google, Instagram, and referrals would be like the best option. Referrals also from other beauty providers. So Teddy was saying, and like even I know for spray tan, like a lot of people ask me where I should get X, Y, or Z. So even just having this community where we refer each other's, and you could even have on your website or ask for other people to do this on their website that have like their friends or vendors or something like that. So some kind of referral system where you send out your top whatever. You could also create a blog on your website that has like, the best, this is a way that you could use SEO to like have people find you on Google and on your website. Create a blog on like your favorite beauty vendors and include yourself as like the waxing and facial person on there. And those actually keywords will help your website get seen more. So when people are searching best facial, best Brazilian waxing, and I would maybe try to target yourself as like a Brazilian expert and like create education and awareness on why your Brazilian is different than other people. I feel like there could be some really funny and interesting content around the Brazilian expert, right? So it doesn't have to be pictures of, cha-chas, but you could have some great education around that, right? So think about how you can educate and try to optimize those platforms by using the words that people search for when they're looking for your service. And make sure you target your area, because people probably are not driving more than an hour probably for a Brazilian. So you probably want to target your specific area, right? Okay, cool. Christy, I want to be fully booked. What that looks like for me is 1 wedding per week, consistent income throughout the winter months. So this is something that I feel like is really, really like a big one, especially for bridal beauty providers, because we have like a really heavy off season. Like it's like crazy in the summer, and then winter is like, what the hell is going on? So 1 wedding per week is easy peasy. I feel like you got this. You're good. No problem. You got this. Wedding per week is nothing.
Well, right now I'm like fully booked a weekend till November, and then I have 2 in December, and then November is actually like my one dead month. But I'm working towards promoting myself more for like event hair and makeup November, December. I just put in like a promo on like the neighborhood app and stuff like that. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to make more connections with photographers. I really want to do boudoir hair and makeup, and then also branding as well. So I'm working on that. But yeah, that's kind of like that's what my goal is. I don't need to be like crazy busy all the time. I just want to have steady business. Now that this is my full time and only.
Well, first of all, congratulations, because I know you've kind of been like back and forth on like what to do about that, and you've been pulled in different directions, and you had babies, and you have a lot of like moving parts. So one thing that I want to say for like wedding providers is that like we just need to be realistic. Like, yes, it's possible to book weddings throughout the winter, but like in our climate in Ontario, and I know Lauren, there's some other ladies that are any of my girls. No, I don't have any Florida girls on here. They told me that their off season is literally the exact opposite of ours. So their busy season, they're very slow, I should say, from May to October. So it's literally the
wow.
I was like, damn, we should be going back and forth, right? Yeah. Like that's another topic idea, but so it happens everywhere. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. So they're all dead in the summer. So it's reversed. So it happens everywhere. So let's be realistic with ourselves in terms of like our earning and our spending. Like, what does that look like? And how can we change the mindset around? I'm like, okay, sweet. Like, I don't have much going on in November, or I don't have much going on in January. So maybe I'm going to plan something. Maybe I'm going to plan a beauty workshop that month. Maybe I'm going to travel and take some time off or just work on the back end of my business, and I'm going to try to save my money to cover me for those slow months. So that's one way of just looking at it. Like, that doesn't mean that has to be the solution to your problem, but that's one way of looking at it. Like, rest. It's okay if we don't have weddings that month. Like, it's
well,
fine.
and I've increased. I literally was taking 10% for deposits up front. So I've increased that. So now when it's kind of that big booking season of December, January, a lot of brides seem to book for like the next year, it will be just my deposits like coming in to help as well. So I've changed a lot of that frame of mind. For me, the big thing is I'm really confused, and they're probably super basic things. I don't understand how to optimize your website on Google, and B, how you even set up to get ratings. Like, I don't. So right now I take testimonials, but I just get them and then I type them up and put them on my socials. I don't actually have an official spot to get those ratings that, like you said, help your website get bumped up on Google.
Do you have a Google My Business profile?
No. Okay, so that's what I need? A
That's what you
Google-
need. And I created like a little free mini training on Google My Business as well. So I don't know if you took that, but I'm happy to send that.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
It's not
please.
like a full step by step, but it gives you like after you watch it, you'll be like, oh my God, why am I not on Google? Like I need to get moving right now. So I'll send you that as
Can you
well.
please send this to me too?
Yeah, I'll put it just in the group chat after. I'm going to put all the resources
Okay.
in the group chat after. Yes, I'm telling you, like Google is like okay, it's not a secret. Everybody uses Google, but Google My Business is to me like a very untapped resource, and it's actually 1,000 times easier than like Instagram. But it's way
Okay.
way more results from Google. Like if you think about it, it's hard to find services on Instagram. It's easier to find people on TikTok because you can type like a whole sentence and then related videos come up. But then it's still hard to find, like, then to click onto where to find that person. It's like fun, but like it's not really giving me what I need instantly. Where Google, you type the thing you need, a business pops up, the phone number's there, the email's there, maybe you can even chat or book instantly, and you can read reviews, look at pictures. It's like way more organized, and like it's way more optimized for a business. It's literally called Google My Business.
That's amazing. See, like I know some, and I'm putting my big boss energy into my business right now, trying to like make it more legitimate because it was just a side hustle and now it's not. So I'm putting it in.
Oh, I feel it. I feel it. I see that you're out there. I saw you on the webinar. I'm like, hey, Christy, I seen all the, I think I saw Natalie on there too, or maybe that was another Natalie, but I was like, I see all my bridal girls on here. So yeah, I see you showing up on all those things, and really like that energy, like, is what propels us and attracts like the right people and puts those things into motion, right? So it's all about that energy too. It's like a big component of like getting shit done and like being in the right place to like actually attract the clients that you want and to start seeing results, right? So congrats again. But okay, so a couple of things that I wanted to just bring up based on the information that you provided was, one thing for weddings and for boudoir, any of the services that you want to provide, we have to make sure our branding is on point, so that it's kind of like we were talking about and I think Brianna might have talked about this before, like we're almost selling ourselves before the clients even have that first point of interaction. So like our Instagram, our website, our Google, how our communication takes place, like all of those things are part of the deciding factor of if the client is going to choose us or not. Because especially when it comes to bridal or any, like for boudoir and branding, I think it's a little different because you're more having to sell yourself to like the photographer or the studio, where this one, you're bridal, you're selling yourself more to a direct audience. So the photographer and studio are more going to be like, okay, she showed up on time, like all of those basic artistry stuff that we already do. We show up on time, we look professional, we do a good job, like we say the right things, like we're not awkward, like we're not rude, like we're not doing inappropriate things. They had a good experience with us. So, and the client was happy with the look. Okay, they're instantly going to refer us. So those are building relationships. But when it comes to a direct client, we're having to build a reputation, this online reputation that people just have a feeling about as soon as they see it or as soon as they experience it. So that's where that branding comes in. So is your branding cohesive? Does your website, like I went onto your website and I couldn't feel like I could take next steps easily. I didn't feel like there was a lot of information going on. Like, no offense, but I'm just going to be honest. Like I felt like it wasn't like, I know Christy, I know your artistry, I know your personality. I felt like I know you're here, and I felt like your website wasn't matching you. You know what I mean? For like what the experience is that I know clients get when they see you. So you want your social media and your all of those places to match how awesome you actually are, because people don't know that by just seeing you online. We have to create this like presence about us so people really trust us before they might not be willing to take that next step. They might not be willing to even submit an email or submit that form or to take a call with you if they don't already feel like super confident before they even do that, right? So I think looking at those different platforms and considering what the client needs, what are they looking for? So who first is your client, right?
The minimal makeup. Yeah. I'm like, for me, I'm like niching down. I'm like the minimal makeup wearer. My clients like do not wear makeup. They're afraid to get their makeup done. A lot of times they're more mature brides. So it's like, that is my niche down.
Okay.
And
So they
it's-
need to see themselves on your Instagram. Maybe your Instagram isn't like young models. Maybe your Instagram is
Yeah.
30 plus. Maybe
Yeah.
they are, you know what I mean? So like they need to see themselves. You need to answer the questions that they're going to ask. No, you're not, you know what I mean? So it's natural, it's unfiltered, it's you, it's not overdone, it's not whatever all of those buzzwords are. So think about all the words when you have conversations with those clients.
Mhm.
Who's your ideal client? Maybe it's not just a mature bride, but maybe it is. But whatever that person is, you create this like idea, or you can actually create a profile of this person. And when you create your communication, the language that you use, the imagery that you use, the colors that you use, then you start thinking about that person. And then everything you do is targeted towards that person. Now, keep in mind, if you're doing a lot of different things, and you might want to have separate sections on your website that, you know, explain the different, you know, types of services you have or whatever, but also more of you, a lot more of you. You need to be out there more, right?
Well, I've been doing that on my Instagram. Like I've
Yeah.
been doing like, I'm on stories and I've been posting videos of like providing, I call them mummy makeup tips and stuff like that. So my website I just redid, but it's me doing it. So I'm not technically very savvy. I'm just using Squarespace.
That's what all we use is Squarespace too. It's more about the navigation,
Okay.
like providing a little bit more in-depth information, I think, like about your services and things like that. Like I just scanned it super quickly. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing like a full website audit or anything like that, but I just scanned it quickly, and I feel like you could go in more depth and more things. So I'm happy to like take a look at that after for you, because I'm happy to go in more depth. But yeah, so it's more just like thinking about who your audience is, and then having people really like speaking to that person specifically, and making like less friction. Like how can they get in contact with you? Like let's get them filling out a form, let's get them jumping on a call, like let's get them maybe a video of you talking, a welcome video. Like we got to get them like past that website and into the next step of like getting in contact with you, right? So now some people choose to have their rates up, some people don't. I don't want to have a lot of tire kickers, so we do have our rates listed publicly, but nobody ever seems to like click it to see. So I don't know how you go about that process, but one thing I would say to book more brides is take phone calls with every single lead that you get. Text, phone call, email, like you need to be on top of them, and you need to be fast.
I'm really fast. Yeah, I'm really fast responding. I always offer a call. A lot of them don't take it though. I always offer, but maybe it just has to
Ask
be.
them when is a good time to take a
Yeah.
call. There's a lot of details that we need to go through. Still make them fill out something online, so that way you can capture all the information and refer back later, because I can literally like never read my own notes. I'm like, what does that even say? So like have a place where they capture all the information online, but also a call.
Mhm.
Part of the experience with you is your personality and how you make people feel. Like you're very chill, you're very calm, you're very professional, but you're also like have a bubbly like energy too, so people feel good around you, right? So that phone call, and also it can help to weed out those red flags that you might not even want to service.
Yeah.
Sometimes with emails it's hard to read it, but with phone calls you can be like, oh gosh, like I don't think this person is going to actually be my ideal client. Like I maybe don't want to service her, or she's not the right fit. Like, oh my God, like I want the most glamorous, like I don't even want to look like myself. Like, do you do nose contouring? Like,
yeah. And I'm okay to say no. Like that's my thing too. Like I'm okay to be like, I don't think I'm the best fit for you, but this person would be, kind of thing.
right. But you might not know that unless you have a phone call. Otherwise they might show up in your chair, you've already booked them, and you're like, shit, like nothing I do is going to satisfy this person, because this isn't the kind of work that I do. And not that you couldn't, but it's just like not going to feel good for you, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
A couple other things too is like level of professionalism. I feel like with your background, you're probably quite good at this level of like organization, especially if you are wanting to, you know, one wedding week doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're servicing them through your business, then you might now have artists helping you because you can't do all the services yourself. And you might have in order to have one wedding per week, might need to have, okay, that's how many weeks in a year, guys? 12,
52?
52 weeks. Jesus. Okay, well, let's say even if you do 40 weddings a year times, you know, then you might need to have like 150 inquiries or something like that in order to close those sales. I don't know. So now you're doing admin for 140 people. Not that all of them are going to close, but like that means that you have to be pretty organized.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to hit those numbers, then you need to have all of your back end stuff like set up. Do you use like a CRM or something?
I've purchased one. I literally have not set it up yet. And it keeps getting pushed, and I've already purchased it for the year. So I really need to get like
Good. What software are you using?
I decided to try HoneyBooks.
HoneyBooks. Okay. So that's something that you could be time blocking for yourself. I spoke about that earlier, where you can block an hour a day to get on YouTube, or if they have online training included, and start templating your emails, start templating your invoices, start templating your contracts, start templating your communication, start drafting all of those things that you know you're going to need to have in advance. So when those weddings inquiries start rolling in, you can start plugging in this system, and that system will be so helpful.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely could not operate without a CRM. There's no way. Impossible. So if you're doing weddings, I think a CRM is like a negotiable, because there's way too many moving parts. Way too many. It's not like a spray tan or a wax where people just book and they come, they show up and they leave.
Yeah.
Even an event makeup like doesn't really necessarily require it. I still think templates are a game changer, but like weddings, you need to have a CRM. So, and plus it looks more professional, more organized. People, it's just better, like everything better. And then I had said before for Irene, like referrals, like think about how you can use your existing clients and start to build referrals. Specialized wedding platforms like Wedding Wire. So making sure that you're getting reviews not only on Wedding Wire. We recently just updated our review page, and we send out reviews to every single person. We review ask to every single person that gets services. And that's why we ask for you guys to fill out those forms for every person that has their service done with us, because we send an email that asks them for a review. So we sent literally every person that comes, we ask them for a review. And we ask them for a 5-star review. No change. I asked them for a 5-star review. I thought that was so ballsy. My real estate agent asked me, and I was like, oh, wow, I can't believe she asked me for a 5-star review. What if I didn't want to give? And then I was like, okay, I'm going to give her a 5-star review. And then when you see all the other 5 stars, you're like, yeah, of course, like I'm going to do 5 stars, right? I'm not going to be that one person. But I mean, there's a risk of people leaving bad reviews. Like, let's be honest, like we can't make everyone happy, but the pros outweigh the cons of putting yourself out there in terms of reviews. So Wedding Wire, Facebook, and Google are probably like the best places for weddings to have reviews. I do think people use Wedding Wire for searching, because we do get some leads through Wedding Wire. So I think it's good just to have that like website like up to date and optimized and stuff. But I don't personally pay for it because I don't feel like it's worth it. But
I know we're like already at time. I don't know if something can send me after. I don't know how to set up reviews for Facebook either. Is that just like I'm like, where do these review things happen? Like I have a Facebook page for my business.
Just put your Facebook page in the group chat and we'll review you. Okay, guys, do we promise to review? We can all review each other.
Oh yeah, my Facebook page is not as
that.
updated. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can, I mean, whatever platforms make sense for you. I would say focus at least on Google and Wedding Wire would be like the two. And what we did is we created a hidden page on our website. And I actually learned how to do this myself because I ain't got money to pay all the people to do everything for me. So I figured out how to do it myself. I use Squarespace. And it's an ask page where we ask people for reviews, and there's links to all the different places where they can do reviews. And we even gave examples of like what other reviews were like or whatever. So that's an option that you could do too. That way you can just send that one link out to everybody, and then they can, you know, choose to leave a review if they want to. So, and then I'll go quickly through the consistent winter income. So look at other services that maybe you could offer. You already do makeup and hair, but I love the idea of having something maybe that people are needing on a recurring basis.
I know they are not recurring. Yeah.
Yeah. So, or something else that you could do. I did say branding, photography, connect with photography studios, photographers, you're already doing that. Consider offering workshops or classes, hair extensions, lash extension. I feel like hair extensions would be like a great one for you. It seems very easy to learn.
I know Courtney does it, and she says it helps her throughout the winter.
Yes, and like that is a recurring service.
Yeah.
So I feel like hair extensions, brows, lashes, spray tanning, like any of those services are very natural to add on. They're not that hard to learn, and they are recurring. So that's why I just thought of those ones. But I feel like if I did hair, I would 100% do hair extensions, like for sure. Yeah, and also your email list. It's a good way to stay on top for all of you guys to generate an email list. So start having people, you know, getting their emails. So that's why we get emails for everybody. If you're using a CRM, then you can use, it might automatically, or you might have to have a sub platform to do it for you. We have to use a sub platform. It's called Zapier. It's a little expensive, but what it does is it captures all the emails from every single inquiry and every single person that books a service, and it pulls them into our email system. And then as soon as they're in our email system, we're able to then communicate with them like monthly or however often we do our emails. So emails are still a good way to communicate with people, and it keeps them top of mind. So even when we send out an email, I sent an email out about this and somebody responded saying, oh, hey, I want to book a makeup and hair service, because like we just got into their inbox and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot, like I wanted to book this service. So even though that one wasn't necessarily targeted to that person, they were in our general inbox and they still received that. So yeah. Okay, Teddy.
Yes.
My website on Google to get more visibility. So that kind of like
But
that kind of goes into that. And another way, a couple ways to optimize as well is blogs about the services that you do. So blogs help Google like you, basically. So if you write blogs about the services, and now with like ChatGPT, it's really easy to write blogs. Like I used to have someone do blogs for me. Now I do the blogs myself, because it's like so easy to have copy created. So think about different topics. Like I can instantly think of like a few topics that would be great. So like tips on how to prep your bridal hair. And you can even use those blogs as resources to provide to your clients, but it also works as SEO. Should I or should I not have hair extensions? Should I cut my hair before? Like, what are all the questions that people ask? Like, where's the best, 3 trends for bridal hair services? Whatever, like bridal hair accessories. Like, should I wear a veil? Like, I don't know. You can even ask ChatGPT to give you topic types. You can say, chat, like, give me 10 blog topics to optimize my website for SEO on bridal hair services. And it will literally write you a list. And then you choose one, and then you say, write me a blog on this. I mean, you might have to, tweak it to your own, language and speaking to your clients, and like, so it's relevant. But you could do this in like 15, 30 minutes. Like by the time my kids get home from school, I could write you a hair blog. Like it's easy, so easy. And then just insert pictures of your hair services, or you can even pull them off Canva or something if you don't have images of your own, but I'm sure you do. Yeah, once you start getting in the flow of writing, you'll realize it's actually way easier. And also you can then repurpose that content, make it shorter, and use it as Instagram posts or Google My Business post. So think about, that's how you're optimizing too. We're being consistent on Google, on our website, on Instagram, that consistency and how it's all cohesive, and you just repurpose that content. Really easy to do. It's time consuming, but dedicate, even one day a month to like creating content, doing writing for your different platforms, right?
Yeah.
What else? You'd like to connect with more artists, so this is what you're here doing.
Yes.
Okay, Jennifer is one of my spray tan students from Florida. She didn't make it on, but she said, I'm looking to do rebrand and start marketing. I also want to start email text marketing. So I have done text marketing. It's something that I'll probably get into later, but it was just like a whole other thing that I didn't like quite have time to learn. But I know the two platforms that are really popular. One's called Simple Text and one's called Slick Text. I do think text marketing is the way to go because nobody's missing a message on their phone. Let's be honest. You might be missing a message on email, but you're not going to miss a message is a tongue twister on your phone. So text messaging is a great tool. I recommend it. I just haven't really gotten into it fully yet. Some education advice on how to market and be seen. So kind of similar as all the different things we said above. Another thing you can do if you don't have an email list now or a text list now, you can go into your booking platforms or into wherever you have kept track of your clients, if it's a CRM, if it's emails, if it's your phone contacts, and you can export your contacts into a spreadsheet. And then you can then use those old contacts to follow up with, say, I haven't seen you in a while. Did you know that we now offer this? Or did you know we're partnering with this photographer to do a boudoir shoot? Is this something that you might be interested in for Valentine's Day? We're offering a special rate for our, clients who are return clients or clients have come to us for other service. Like this is only for you guys. If you're interested, then sign up for this, before this day, create a sense of urgency and, get them in. So we have that list. We have those people. We need to get them back in. Other services, upsell services, offer them promotions, things like that. Danielle, are you guys okay to go a few minutes over? We already are. If you have to go because I'm recording it, I can upload it, so no problem, but I have a few more questions to get through. So Danielle said she's not too tech savvy. My advice is to get tech savvy. Like we have to learn how to use these technology. Like that is the way things are going. Like AI is coming. Everything is going in a direction of technology. So I would say at least you want to have basic understanding of a booking system, email communication, Instagram, and Google. I would say at least have a basic understanding of those systems because those are really the main platforms that are going to help you get more movement in your business and your communication with your clients. And like 90% of the people, depending on who your audience is, of course, it might be different if you target a more mature client. So depending on who your audience is, they may use different platforms. So know your audience. Don't spend time learning something that you don't need to. Alternatively, you can ask for help. You can go on YouTube, you can research it. You could see if somebody younger in your family is willing to help you with that aspect or hire somebody like on Upwork for cheap that's overseas that can just do it for like $6 an hour or something like that. So that way you don't want, technology to get ahead of you and you just get lost and then you're at a disadvantage because you're not, on top of it. So I would say, I wish I had an easy answer for you, but you're going to have to put in a little work to really start learning the different platforms that are going to help your business. But don't waste time on platforms that aren't don't worry about Snapchat if your clients are not on Snapchat. Don't worry about Pinterest if your clients are not on Pinterest. Like what are the platforms that your clients are on and figure that out in order to be able to connect with them, right? I have to remember to take before and after photos and videos. So one suggestion I have for taking before and afters is yes, implement it into your services if you can, if you have a service where it's appropriate to take before and afters, or if it's not appropriate, schedule photo shoots, schedule content days. They don't always have to be professional models. Sometimes we just bring in people that we think would be good to, like Teddy, we did that photo shoot. It was just for fun. It was a lot of work, but it was just for fun. It was for fun and it was to create content. And this month, we do our batching 2 to 3 months in advance. So this month I'm finally done up to like October and I have to start batching. I'm going to batch this like the next couple days, I'm batching until the end of the year. So then all the content that we've been creating throughout the summer, we're going to pull and we're going to schedule it all out. So and then we have months of content until we start creating more. So create your own content, bring in people. That way you don't feel pressure to like take away from the experience from the client, or you're not really good and great before and afters. We ask to get them for various reasons, but I get the best results out of scheduled, organized content sessions or photo shoots.
Can I ask, Pam, like, how do you find if you just want to, like, if I just wanted to bring a model to my home studio and do some hair and makeup and take pictures, like, do you promote that on Facebook anywhere? Like, how do you find your models? It's just friends?
I just like, it's mostly clients. Like I make a mental note, or I actually make a note sometimes like on their file, like would be a good model, or ask them like, would you be interested to come back to model for content? Almost anybody's willing to come in for a free beauty service in exchange to go on your social media. I just asked them. I also have these little cards that I made, and it says like complimentary beauty service. And there's so many cute girls at like that work at like No Frills or Shoppers Drug Mart or all these different places. So I'll even just ask random people sometimes, or I just go on Instagram and I search my area. So I'll use Ajax and I'll just search Ajax. And then when I see profiles that pop up where people look like someone who I'd want to use to create content with, I just message them.
Okay.
I just ask them. And like Amanda, like one of the girls that you see all over our Instagram, Girl, that's how I found her, just through Instagram. And she's been amazing. Like, so a lot of girls I just find just naturally, basically, or just searching for them.
Okay.
So, and Lauren had asked, using Instagram Insights, do you follow, so basically, do we use the Instagram Insights? I don't do that aspect of my Instagram. So I'm not 100% sure how she does the scheduling on that. I know sometimes we followed like the trends or like when most people are online, but mostly we just kind of see what posts are working and what are not working. I don't feel like there's an exact perfect time to post. I feel like it's more about the content than the time. Some of our audiences are in different time zones too, so that makes a difference as well. So it depends what you're trying to sell. But I don't really do a lot of like understanding about the time specifically for utilizing that information. We do look at like which posts do really well. Like I like it if they do really well, we'll like pin it to the top and things like that. So be aware of what posts are doing well, but also different posts have different purposes. So we don't get a lot of responses on like beauty service posts, for example, but they're important because people want to look on our Instagram and see the work that we do. So you're mixing in different types of posts for different purposes, right? That makes sense. She's not on here, but does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Right? So you have educational pieces, you might have pieces that are like social proof. So like sharing reviews is like a great social proof. You might have like funny memes that are like, you know, I don't know, you know, Instagram versus reality kind of things, before and afters. So it really depends. Like we get the most feedback from videos, like funny videos, or like telling stories. So like personal behind the scenes things. Like if I share a personal story, like I always get the most feedback. So a picture of me and personal story is where I always get the most feedback, but that's not every piece of marketing material isn't just about me and my story. Sometimes there's other things that we're wanting to share. So that's why we have like a variety of different things that you use when you create content. So you can have pillars. So different pillars are like, again, like themes, right? So you have your social proof, you might have like your portfolio, you might have, you know, something educational. Maybe it's like something that you need to just share with people, like, oh, I'm going on vacation. So like we're closed from this day to this day. So you can also use it as a place just to communicate updates, pricing increases, new service awareness, new promotions. Like you'll see at the top of our Instagram, always the #1 post is our monthly special. So we pin our monthly special always at the top. So if people are looking to see what offers we have, and people do actually look there to see what offers we have going on. So use it for the variety of different options that you want to utilize it for.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there any other questions that I missed?
I did have another question.
Sure.
I have a branding shoot on October 11th, and I just want to know if there's any specific photos that I should be making sure I get for this is the first ever branding shoot that I'm doing. So I just want to make sure that I hit all the points.
Sure. So that's something that actually Christy and I were talking about recently. So the four like main things that I think have been really helpful in terms of like using later, because you're spending all this money, you're putting all this work in for creating a branding shoot, and it's like, okay, you might get 100 pictures, but then they're all like the same thing, and you're like, I can only use like 2. Like, I'm not going to keep posting the same picture over and over. So one thing I would say is you want to have, is it Lauren, for spray tanning, right?
Yeah, it's for the spray tanning.
Okay, perfect. So I would say you want to have one style of images that are of yourself, maybe with your spray tanning gun, your spray tanning tent, your airbrush gun, something that resembles spray tanning. Okay. Then it would be great to have a action shot. So a behind the scenes, maybe you're blending the hand, maybe it's a fake pretending to spray, maybe it's you with the model. So something to do with like what your process looks like. And then I think you should have some of your models. So like actual photos of what your tanned clients look like, 1 to multiple models, like however many you want to do, right? But I always think it's good to have multiple models if you can. That way you have content for days, right? So at least those different types, and maybe you want to have very full body shots. Maybe you want to have a variety. Also, depending on how much time you have with the photographer, for your own shots, it might be good to have 2 outfits. So that way you can do maybe just professional like headshots, and then something more like work related, like what maybe a little nicer than what you would normally wear to work. Spray tan artists, we don't look that fancy. I don't know about you, but I look very casual when I spray tan. So obviously you want to bring your best face forward, but having 2 looks will create a more diverse content to produce later.
Perfect. Thank you.
I love branding shoots. They're so much
I'm so excited.
awesome. And of course, I want to share with you guys a little bit, if you can stay for 5 more minutes, I want to share with you guys a little bit more information about the course that I have up and coming. So one thing that I really realized is that we learn all of the things that we need to do when we go to beauty school. Even though we really don't, we leave there with some understanding, but we have to go out there and practice and learn in terms of the services. But I don't know about you guys, but I barely learned anything about business in school. And I think if you guys did, then you wouldn't be on this call with me right now. There's a massive, massive, massive gap in the industry about understanding of the back end of businesses and all of these essential aspects that allow us to grow and also still have like some balance and freedom, because with beauty services, it can be very hustle, because we're just like, no one's paying us a paycheck unless we do services. But we have to still work on all of these back end pieces, because if we don't know how to market our business, we don't know how to communicate properly, we don't have the right technology in place, we're going to be burnt out. We're going to be doing beautiful services, but no one's going to be able to find us. And we're not going to be able to like realistically make enough money. Like maybe we can just make enough money, but why do we want to just make enough money? Like why? Because when I was working in retail and teaching at a beauty school, I was barely making enough money. Like I couldn't even contribute to, when we went to buy a house, our first house, I had $0 to contribute to the purchase of our home. And like, imagine I was a single mom. What would I have done? So I know there's single moms on here right now. Like, why do we have to make just enough money? Like, why can't we learn to make more money in our businesses? So for me, I'm like so passionate. Yes, I love making money because I want to have freedom. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do all these different things, but I also don't want to be burnt out all the time, like exhausted, tired. So the past couple of years, I've been realizing that there's other ways that we can make money in our business. So I'm creating a program. It's 4 weeks long. I've never done anything like this before. So it's a new scary thing that I'm doing. And it's going to be a mixture of live coaching calls similar to this, live trainings, as well as at-home activities and exercises. So Christy, how do we get our Google set up? How do we optimize our Google? Things like that. So all of these different pieces, oh, that's a great idea. Okay, but now how do I do this? So starting to take action on these different things that maybe we already know we need to do in our business, or maybe we just had no idea that we should even do this in our business. So starting to take action, and then I'm going to be there to provide you guys with resources, support, and then of course we have each other to hold each other accountable through the process of going through all of those things. There's going to be a couple bonuses as well, which I can't share yet, but there will be some bonuses. It's going to include branding, pricing strategies, like what policies, contracts, templates we need to have in place, creating more revenue in your business, hiring and outsourcing if you're looking to start bringing new people in your business, customer retention, optimizing your business processes. I'm like a geek on systems and optimization. Like I love that stuff. Marketing pillars, generating more inquiries, social media tips, and also things like handling challenges in your business. Because when it comes to, especially for bridal, I'm sure it's the same with all services, but there's so many different challenges that we handle. Like just this week, we had a situation where somebody didn't return their hair extensions and we needed them the next day for the next bride who was renting them. It's like, okay, we had this small situation. Now, how can we prevent this from happening again? What can we change on our contract, or what can we do? How can we equip our team to ensure that this situation doesn't happen again? So it's like looking at all these challenges that happen, and then how can we figure out how to put something in place, a policy, some new information, some new training for ourselves, or just putting proper information out there for the clients, so that they know, like we realized that we were missing the postal code on the contract for the hair extension. So now we can't charge her for a late fee and she's not paying it. So now I'm like, okay, now we need to have the postal code on the contract where her credit card is. So now we can charge her. So now I'm out money from this person. You know what I mean? So every single week there's a new problem that comes up in business. And how do we handle it? So having somebody to walk you through these different situations, like I saw in one of the groups we're in, it was Natalie saying, my bride wants to cancel on me. I took a deposit, but she didn't sign a contract. Okay, you need to have a contract in place. So putting these things in place to prevent the problems from happening moving forward. So those are just a little sneak peek at what's going to happen in the course. And of course, you guys are invited to come. Anybody who's on our wait list, we're going to offer a special price. It's going to be valid for only people that are on our wait list. So if you guys are interested to get more information, then I welcome you to join the wait list, and I will send you a link to do that. And I'll also send you our sales page so you can read a little bit more about it. I know we went over today, so I apologize, and thank you for staying to the end. I'm going to send you guys links with all of those resources of the different platforms that we use. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to see you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
too.
Bye.
Bye.